She's already dead. I was going through my YouTube comments, and this video was inspired by a YouTuber, fellow MGTOW channel who I follow. You guys should check him out, by the way. His username is, I believe it is OG Diamond Life. I will put a link to his channel in the description. But basically, me and him were talking back and forth on my video called She Wants to Get Married. And basically, he made a very thought-provoking comment that I actually have to admit kind of triggered me a little bit. Basically, he said, bro, it doesn't matter that you took her virginity, right? After another 5 to 6 dudes hit that, her mind is going to be so twisted and polluted by all the different guys that have been inside her. She's not really gonna, those feelings she has for you are gonna kind of die. And I had to admit to him, I'm like, you know what, you're absolutely right, there is some truth to that. Even if she does come back, it's never the same, because the love she had for you is being blocked and interfered by all the other guys that have been inside of her after you. And that really got me thinking a little bit. And that's really what ties into today's video. And it's basically called, She's Already Dead. And if you guys pay attention to the picture I used for this video of the German Shepherd getting attacked by the zombie dog, that is a reference to the movie. That is a reference to the movie I Am Legend with Will Smith. If you guys have seen it, basically, there's a scene where him and his dog are like fighting off zombies, right? And basically one of the zombie dogs bites his dog and infects it, right? And so he goes back, and you got to remember, this dog is his only companion. He's living in like a post-human world with nothing but zombies, right? So this dog is his only companion. Sort of similar to how guys, when we find a girl who we think is the one, it's like she's the only woman who exists, right? So he goes back to his house, and he's holding the dog, right? The German Shepherd. He's holding the dog and petting her, and he's crying because he knows any minute now she's going to turn into a zombie dog, and she's going to end up trying to attack him and bite him and kill him. And all the love he had for his dog, all the memories they had together, it's all going down the drain, because as those zombie cells infect his dog, his dog is turning into more and more of a zombie and less of a dog, and eventually his dog is going to forget who he is completely and become a zombie, which is what happens. He's holding his dog down in like the basement, and he knows what he has to do, but he's having a hard time doing it, right? He has to kill the dog, and the dog eventually turns into a zombie and tries to bite him while he's holding her, and he has to break her neck while she's trying to basically while the dog is trying to bite him. He breaks her neck and kills her. And that's kind of a metaphor to what I'm going into. Now, I'm not saying break a woman's neck when when things don't work out. What I'm saying is basically this ties into my personal life very closely, because I know I've mentioned this girl in tons of my videos, but it really does tie into the girl that I thought was the one, Jasmine. She went away for a couple years. She did her thing. I reached out to her a few years later after I got my stuff together, and I thought she got her stuff together, and I'm like, we can be together. We can, we can give it a second chance. But what I failed to realize was she had all these other guys inside of her those 2 or 3 years that we were apart. She had been dating and getting burned by other guys, getting pumped and dumped by other guys. And that infected her in a way, the same way the dog from I Am Legend got infected when it got bit by the zombie dog. You see what I'm saying? Her being away all those years, 2 or 3 years, and getting banged by all these other guys, that clouded the love she had for me. You see what I'm saying? Because even if she wants me back, she's got 6 or 7 or 10 or 15 other guys living inside her now. It'll never work. And she kind of forgot the love she had for me. We talked a couple times, and I could just tell it wasn't there anymore. She was just dead inside. She was just a different person now. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same anymore. She's already dead. It's never coming back. That love that she had for me, it's never coming back. See, as men, we can bang 700 women and still have the same love for the woman that's our dream woman regardless. That's why it's so much different when men cheat than when women cheat. Because when men cheat, it doesn't skew up our emotions and make us love our wife any less. A man can love his wife and cheat on her with 50 other women and still love her exactly the same, because there isn't an emotional change happening to us when we sleep with other women. When women sleep with other men, her emotions will forever be skewed, right? That man lives inside of her now, the man she had an affair with, right? Forever. Her love for you just got watered down a little bit. And the more and more guys she sleeps with after you, that love does get watered down more and more and more, right? And that's what, OG Diamond Life was talking about in the comments on my She Wants to Get Married video. He was basically saying, look, it's getting watered down more and more, so it doesn't matter if you took her virginity, it doesn't matter if you were the greatest guy she's ever been with, because the more and more guys she sleeps with after you, the more and more watered down it gets. And he's absolutely right about that. It really does relate to me. I don't know why, it just reminds me of the dog from I Am Legend. He's holding her and he's hoping, I don't know why, like Will Smith, I can tell he's just kind of hoping maybe that she won't get infected by like the zombie virus. He's just like crying, he's holding the dog, and he's hesitant on doing what he has to do, and then finally the dog completely turns into a zombie and tries to bite him, and he just has to snap her neck and kill her, and that's a metaphor for like what I had to do. I had to cut this girl off completely. I kept trying to pretend she is who she used to be. I kept trying to see the light in her and kept trying to bring out who she used to be, but that person is dead. That person, it's not the same anymore. It's like a zombie. It's like she's a zombie version of herself, She's not that loving girl that wasn't as polluted, when I met her. It's not the same anymore. So basically, when you guys break up with a girl, right, and she decides she wants to try to get back with you, or you decide you want to try to get back with her, if she's been sleeping with other guys since you, it's most likely not going to work out, because number one, something happened the first time to make the two of you break up, right? There was either something wrong with you or there was something wrong with her that caused you guys to break up to begin with, right? And that most likely has not been solved. Number two, she's been with other guys after you who now live inside of her soul and are clouding up her view and clouding up the love she used to have for you. Even if it's still there, she's going to be at war with herself, because now she has even more guys living inside her. So that's not really the same girl that you walked away from a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever. It's not the same person. It's like if your friend goes to prison for a couple years and they end up getting beat up and stabbed and stuff in jail, and then they come out this bitter, angry person. Your friend isn't the same person they were before they went to jail, right? It's the same thing, if not worse, with these women. She's not the same person she was when you knew her after she's been, passed around and used and abused by other guys after you. You know what I'm saying? And just because you were maybe very caring and loving with this girl, like I was with Jasmine, doesn't mean the 10, 15 other guys after you treated her the same way. A lot of them did her very dirty after me, and she doesn't know how to separate that hatred for those guys from me. It all just kind of becomes a part of who she is, right? It all just kind of infects her the way the zombie dog that bites Will Smith's dog turns it into a zombie. And he can't tell the difference anymore between his dog and the other zombie dogs. It's just a zombie now. It's a shell of who it used to be. His dog is a shell of its former self, and now it's trying to kill him, because it's angry and infected and confused. And he had to just snap its neck and walk away, snap the neck and walk away, now, of course, I'm not saying snap a woman's neck. That's not what I'm saying at all. But you have to metaphorically snap her neck by, walking away from her and accepting that you can never have anything with them ever again, because she's already dead, So that's really the moral of the story, guys. She's already dead. Once you've done with your dance with a girl, you spend some time apart, she tries to get back with you, nah, man, it's over. Unless, look, if it's been like a week or a month, and for a fact she hasn't been with anyone else, and you guys just took a little break where no one, or at least where she wasn't doing anything, that's different. But if you guys don't talk for a year, 2 years, You know, she's been pumped and dumped and abused by 10, 15 other guys. Forget it, man. Forget it. You know, she's already dead. And this is the most bitter red pill I've ever had to swallow. This is the one I still struggle with every day. I don't struggle as much with the false rape accusations. I don't struggle as much that I might get divorce raped. I don't struggle as much that it, ripped my dad away from me, the blue pill society. What kills me more than anything is talking about this topic right here, when you still have love for a woman, but you can see that she's just dead inside. You know, life has just beaten her down, and you see the loving, sweet, innocent girl from the past, and you're trying to remind her of who she used to be. You're trying to bring her that out of her, and she's looking at you like she doesn't know what you're talking about, you know? She's just gone. Like, you can just see it in her eyes. She is just gone, you know? She is now a zombie. She's not who she used to be. And it's like watching an angel fall. I don't know how to explain it, man. It's just like watching someone die right before you. And the most painful part is that they're still alive. At least when someone dies, you bury them, you move on, you have good memories about them. But when you see someone who's dead, but they're like a living zombie, you see them every day now, and you just see this, like, it's like an insult. I don't know what it is. It's just like you're reminded every day that they are not who they used to be. You can't really put it to bed. It's like a scab that won't heal, you know? You just have to see this zombie person every day, just I don't know, wandering aimlessly through life. But I don't know, guys. I hope that video made sense. I hope I didn't sidetrack too much. And shout out to OG Diamond Life for the giving me the idea for this video. Anyways, I'm gonna get this video uploaded now.